Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the annals of time, uncovering the secrets of our shared past. Today we find ourselves in the ancient land of China, amidst the ruins of a bygone era, as we delve into the fascinating history of Qin State Sites. These enigmatic locations have long been shrouded in mystery, yet they hold the keys to understanding the dawn of Chinese civilization. As we venture into the earliest history of Qin State Sites, let us transport ourselves to the 9th century BC, a time when the Qin Dynasty held sway over the region. It was during this period that the precursors to the Qin state began to take shape. In the fertile valleys and mountains of present-day Shaanxi province, the landscape, with its rolling hills and meandering rivers, would have been teeming with life as ancient farmers cultivated the land, planting crops such as millet and wheat. The air would have been filled with the sounds of nature, from the songs of birds to the rustling of leaves in the gentle breeze. We find ourselves in the midst of a complex network of tribal societies, each with their own distinct culture and traditions. The Qin people, who would eventually give rise to the mighty Qin state, were just one of many groups vying for power and influence in the region. As we explore this early period, we notice the emergence of key figures, such as Feizi, a legendary ancestor of the Qin people, who is said to have played a crucial role in the development of the state. The 8th century BC was a pivotal time in the history of Qin State Sites, as the Qin people began to consolidate their power and establish themselves as a major force in the region. During this period, we see the emergence of notable leaders such as Duke Xiang of Qin, who ruled from 777 to 766 BC. He was a skilled military leader who expanded the Qin territories through a series of campaigns against neighboring states, including the Rong and Yi tribes. His successes laid the foundation for the future growth and prosperity of the Qin state. As we explore the historical context of this period, we notice the importance of trade and diplomacy in the development of the Qin state. The Qin people established relationships with other states, exchanging goods such as silk, bronze, and jade for valuable commodities like copper, iron, and salt. They also developed a complex system of governance, with a strong centralized authority, a well-organized bureaucracy, and a powerful military. The precursors to the magnificent terracotta armies, the imposing city walls, and the intricate networks of roads and canals are all taking shape during this period. We see the emergence of a sophisticated system of agriculture, with the use of advanced irrigation techniques and the cultivation of new crops. The Qin people were also skilled craftsmen, producing exquisite works of art, including pottery, textiles, and metalwork. As we continue to explore the earliest history of Qin State Sites, we find ourselves in the midst of a truly remarkable era, one that laid the foundations for the rise of one of China's most iconic civilizations. The seeds sown by the Qin people during this period would eventually bear fruit in a spectacular display of power, creativity, and innovation. And so, dear listeners, we have reached the threshold of a new era in the history of Qin State Sites. The earliest stirrings of this ancient civilization have given way to a period of rapid growth and expansion, marked by significant achievements in architecture, engineering, and governance. Join me as we step into the vibrant world of Qin State Sites during their most transformative period, when the foundations laid by their ancestors would give rise to a civilization that would change the course of history forever. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, as we continue our journey through the fascinating history of Qin State Sites. As we step into the vibrant world of Qin State Sites during their most transformative period, we find ourselves in the midst of a truly pivotal moment. The 3rd century BC was a time of great upheaval and transformation, marked by significant achievements in architecture, engineering, and governance. It was during this period that the Qin state began to take shape as a major power in ancient China, with the emergence of legendary leaders such as Qin Shi Huang, who would eventually unify the various warring states and create the Qin Dynasty. One of the most awe-inspiring monuments from this period is, of course, the Terracotta Army, a vast collection of life-sized clay soldiers that were buried with Qin Shi Huang to protect him in the afterlife. This incredible feat of engineering and craftsmanship is a testament to the advanced techniques and organizational skills of the Qin people. With over 8,000 soldiers, 130 chariots, and 670 horses, the terracotta army is an unparalleled achievement in ancient Chinese history. As we explore the historical context of this period, we notice the importance of standardization and centralization in the development of the Qin state. The Qin people introduced a range of innovations, including a standardized system of weights and measures, a unified currency, and a network of roads and canals that facilitated trade and communication across the vast territories of the empire. They also developed a sophisticated system of governance with a strong centralized authority, a well-organized bureaucracy, and a powerful military. The construction of the Great Wall of China, although not completed during this period, was also initiated by Qin Shi Huang, who ordered the building of a long wall to protect his empire from the invasions of nomadic tribes. This monumental project, which would eventually stretch over 4,000 miles, is a testament to the engineering prowess and organizational skills of the Qin people. We also see significant advances in agriculture, with the introduction of new crops and irrigation techniques that allowed for increased food production and population growth. The Qin people were skilled craftsmen, producing exquisite works of art, including pottery, textiles, and metalwork. Their cities, such as Xianyang, were centers of culture and learning, attracting scholars, artists, and merchants from across the ancient world. As we delve deeper into this transformative period, we find ourselves in the midst of a truly remarkable era, one that laid the foundations for the rise of one of China's most iconic civilizations. The seeds sown by the Qin people during this period would eventually bear fruit in a spectacular display of power, creativity, and innovation. And so, dear listeners, as we reach the pinnacle of Qin State Sites' power and influence, we must also consider the eventual decline and aftermath of this ancient civilization. The Qin Dynasty, although short-lived, had a profound impact on Chinese history, paving the way for the Han Dynasty and beyond. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, as we conclude our journey through the fascinating history of Qin State Sites. The Qin Dynasty's downfall was swift and decisive. After Qin Shi Huang's death in 210 BC, his son Qin Ershi proved to be a weak and ineffective ruler, plagued by internal power struggles and external threats from the nomadic tribes that had long been a thorn in the side of the Qin Empire. The final blow came in 206 BC, when the Han Dynasty, founded by Liu Bang, a former peasant leader, conquered the Qin capital of Xianyang, marking the end of the Qin Dynasty. Despite its short-lived nature, the Qin Dynasty had a profound impact on Chinese history. Its legacy can be seen in the many innovations and achievements that were introduced during this period, including the standardization of weights and measures, the introduction of a unified currency, and the development of a sophisticated system of governance. The Qin people's advanced engineering skills and organizational abilities also left a lasting mark on Chinese architecture, as evidenced by the terracotta army and the Great Wall of China. One of the most significant aspects of the Qin Dynasty's legacy is its impact on Chinese bureaucracy. The Qin system of government, which emphasized centralization and standardization, was adopted by subsequent dynasties, including the Han, and continued to shape Chinese governance for centuries to come. Additionally, the Qin Dynasty's emphasis on education and learning helped to establish China as a center of culture and intellectual inquiry, attracting scholars and philosophers from across the ancient world. The decline of the Qin state also had significant consequences for the development of Chinese philosophy. The chaos and upheaval that followed the collapse of the Qin dynasty created an environment in which new ideas and philosophies could flourish. It was during this period that Confucianism, Taoism, and other influential schools of thought emerged, shaping Chinese thought and culture for centuries to come. As we reflect on the history of Qin State Sites, we are reminded of the complex and multifaceted nature of human civilization. The rise and fall of empires, the development of new ideas and technologies, and the interactions between different cultures and societies all contribute to a rich tapestry of historical experience. The legacy of the Qin Dynasty serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring impact that human ingenuity and creativity can have on the world. In the words of the great Chinese historian Sima Qian, the Qin Dynasty was like a brilliant star that shone brightly for a brief moment, but its light continues to illuminate the path of history. As we conclude our journey through the history of Qin State Sites, we are left with a deeper appreciation for the complexity and richness of human experience, and a newfound respect for the enduring legacy of this enigmatic civilization. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope that you will continue to explore the fascinating world of history with me in future episodes of History with Herodotus. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.